Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thanks for stopping by. So boom, new arrival, Tamiya TRF201. Been after one for a while. Not years and years, but over the last probably 12 to 16 months, I've been sort of eagerly watching the forums and sales groups for one to come up. For some strange reason, these are getting harder to find now, and the prices are rising on them. And it wasn't that long ago, I remember Tamiya USA selling the remainder of the 201 kits off, and it was something ridiculous for like, I think it was like $150 or less, but they only shipped to US, so I couldn't get one. Anyway, I was really lucky to fall on this one from our Tamiya Legends sales group. It came on, I was just at the right place, and a lovely gentleman in Germany, so I contacted him straight away and we did the deal. I got it shipped to me for €190, so yeah, I'm happy with that price. It's only been run twice, and it's comes with a bunch of spares, which we'll have a look at as well. What do I know about this car? Not a great deal, if I'm honest. The bits I do know, it's kind of got a special place in the Tamiya timeline, because this was Tamiya's first TRF two-wheel drive off-road competition buggy. So as we've alluded to in different videos, I'm now on a two-wheel drive quest. I've kind of done all the four-wheel drive stuff, and I'm kind of happy with it. So I want to have a good crack at making content with two-wheel drive. Now, if you've seen the earlier videos, I've got the brand new in-box Super Astute to build, and I've also, at this moment in time, I've also got a very cool other Tamiya two-wheel drive car coming, vintage, which fits perfectly in between Super Astute and the TRF201. It's right in the middle. So I'm going to have three really decent ones, and I've also got the DTO2 MS, which is a really good two-wheel drive buggy. So this car was released in 2010, so it's already 10 years old. When you mention the 201 on groups, a lot of people really quick to say, yeah, Tamiya just completely copied the Team Associated B4. I have no idea if that's true or not. I know it does look very similar. But this car did reasonably well when it came out, and I know that because last night I was just doing some YouTube research like you do, and I came across Lee Martin's video on the TRF201, and in 2010, 2011 he was a Tamiya two-wheel drive off-road driver, obviously working for Tamiya, and he was going through his car and showing us it. It was really interesting, and he actually won in 2011, I believe, the European Nationals two-wheel drive off-roads, which is mega cool. And apparently the TRF201 pretty much destroyed everything else through that full season. How it did in the world scene, I'm not sure. I've not really dug that much. But as with all competition buggies, whatever manufacturer you are, you can't stand still. And obviously probably the year after and so on, Team Associated and whoever came back and took the crown again. So it was a successful car when it came out. Again, how it would compete if I was to race this nowadays against the newer two-wheel drive stuff, I have no idea. It'll probably be lacking, I guess. So before I bring the camera over, purpose of this video is we'll have a close-up on the car. I'll show you what it looks like, what you get in the kit. I'll also show you the small bunch of spares I've got, and then at the end I'm going to talk to you about what my plans are for this car and how I'm going to make it look, because it's going to be very special in my opinion. So before I bring the camera over, is there anything else? So it's obviously two-wheel drive, it's ball diff, comes with slipper clutch as standard, comes with the aeration, small bore dampers. It's got the blue Tamiya hop-up turnbuckles fitted as standard. Now this car has been hopped up slightly. It's got the strengthened front arms on already, which is cool. It's also got the blue aluminium strengthener across the front, Now, I've not looked, I have got the manual for it, I've not looked if that's the standard or if that's actually a hop-up. And the reason I say that is because it's TRF, I would have expected it to come with that. But when I look on the back one, it's plastic, and we do have a proper Tamiya rear strengthening mount in the spares to put on. So the fact that it's not on the rear, I'm kind of guessing it didn't come on the front. So that's two sort of crucial hop-ups for strengthening these cars. Universal joints on the back, battery runs down the middle, and it's all kind of quite a sealed off chassis. This body's on Velcro, but it has got the body mounts. But yeah, at the end of the video, when I tell you what I'm going to do with this, the body mounts will be coming off because the Velcro are strong enough. So I think I've covered everything. Let's whiz the camera across and you can have a look at it. So as you can see, it's not a bad looking thing at all, is it? I really like the shell and wing on it. It really does work for me. It's a really good looking thing. One thing I did notice on the majority of wing mounts that I've had over the years, it's usually 2 screws to bolt the wing down, but this has actually got the pips on the actual wing mounts, with your little flat plastic washer and then body clips, so it stays pretty loose. Obviously more for racing, I guess. If I sit the car up, that's its highest, you can see the ground clearance is mega. I have slackened the shock collars off just so it sits a little bit lower just for now. One thing I did notice, which I found a little bit odd, if you compress the rear down, if you watch your spoiler, it hits the back wheels there, but it goes a lot lower than that. Oh, that was a little bit odd. Whether it's got any adjustment or whatever, I don't know. Right, let's whiz that shell off. So the kit itself, with it being TRF, didn't come with wheels and tyres. The original kit didn't even come with body shell or wing, so all that was extra to buy. This car's had I don't know if it's aftermarket, it doesn't look like Tamiya, it's had like a carbon battery thing put on. The standard kit one's plastic, and he's put these like quick release screws on, which is awesome. Car comes fully ball raced. You can see why they copied the Team Associated B4. It's very similar looking, but all these buggies at that time were. One interesting fact that I liked, the front suspension travels backwards. If you watch the wheel, let's see if I can hold that. The wheel, when the suspension's going up, it's not straight, it's going slightly backwards. I thought I first saw that on the Dynastorm, I think it was. The front wheel fixings are rather different. It's on a screw, there's no nut, and the rears are, well, he's actually fitted hexes on this, 12mm hexes, but that's not correct. It should have like the standard TRF like 503 or DB01 fitting where it goes straight onto the locating pin onto the wheel. So I will change those over. I've got a couple of things on order for this already. That's that front strengthening bar at the front that I was telling you about. This thing's in great condition. It's also got the hop-up motor heatsink on it, that blue plate. The standard just comes in a sort of metal colour. It's got a cool motor guard, which I believe comes with a kit. And as you can see, the slipper clutch is there. Can't really see the UJs, but you get the idea. So yeah, a pretty cool looking thing, to be honest, and a very capable two-wheel drive off-road buggy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this thing ripping. Right, so let's have a look at the spares we got with it. So we've got the TRF201 front spring set. That is very, very cool to have. Buying these kind of things now is becoming nigh on impossible. So how many is there? There's 3 pairs of springs in there. I'm looking and they don't seem to be colour coded that I can see. Don't know. But anyway, very cool thing to have. That's the aluminium rear suspension mount I was telling you about. That's a cool thing. We'll definitely get that fitted. I'm surprised the guy who bought it off didn't stick that on. I wouldn't have been able to leave that in the pack. I'd have had to stick that straight on the car. We've got a 48 pitch 77 tooth spur gear, which is cool. I have no idea what the standard spur is on the car, so I don't know if that's just a spare or if that's a different pitch. That's the gear cover that's been painted gold, not the greatest colour, and that little cap pops off so you can adjust a slipper clutch. Might have to source a new one because I don't really want it in gold. What else we got? That's a new pack as well. So 201 Part B. So we've got a new motor cover. Oh, that's cool. There's a plastic battery strap in there. Oh, wing mounts are there as well. Oh, that's a cool little bag for spares. What else we got in here? Oh, we've got a brand new gear cover. Excellent. Excellent. That's brilliant. That's really good. Some stuff there that's going to make me be able to make this look a lot newer. Now, what is that? So, all I see straight away is things like that. That's shocks, but internal spacer. That's awesome. I use a lot of those things. We've got a new cap as well for the gearbox cover. That's cool. So we can do all that brand new. Looks like the servo mounts are in there. And finally, oh, we've got some bits. So that's the aeration shock bag. That's got the old arms in as well. We've got some hexes in there. And we've got that front bar, which is different to the one on the front. So yeah, I'll have to have a look and see what that's for. Cool. And then yeah, I was lucky enough to get the manual with it as well, which is always a great thing to have. So I hear you asking, Glenn, what are you going to do with this car? Well, thanks for asking, I'll tell you. So I'm going to make it look a little bit different from the standard 201. So as some of you may or may not know, I'm developing a little bit of a TRF style collection, and I've done a couple of them in box art, true sort of TRF box art, and I just love it. I don't know if you can have too many of them because they all start looking a little bit the same, but right now I'm going to continue doing that. So as soon as I ordered this car, I've ordered a brand new set of proper rear wheels for it. I've also ordered another set of tyres, of the dual block rear tyres. Front wheels and front tyres are great. And the reason I did that was because I asked the guy I bought it off were they glued, and he said the fronts weren't but the rears were, so I assumed I couldn't get these tyres off. But looking at it now, I've just had a little pull on the glue and yeah, I could get those tyres off quite easily. So I've got a spare set of dual block rear tyres, which is not a bad thing to be honest. So they're both on the way. As you've seen from the spares, we've got enough to mint this car up and put all the bits in to get the electrics in and get it running. So body wise, I won't tell you what body shell I've gone for, but it's if you're into your TRFs, you'll know there's a company in Japan and it's called Team something. I won't say what it is. And they make aftermarket body shells, and they don't just do them for Tamiya or TRF, they do it across the RC scene. But they make some special body shells. So while I was looking, because where I started with this, I thought, well, this is painted, I don't want to go to the extreme, I'm going to strip the paint off of this shell, then to repaint it. So I was looking for a new 201 shell. I could get the shell, couldn't get the wing, but I needed both. So that research led me to this other different website, and I saw this shell. Now it's way more modern looking than this. It's a little bit more of a forward cab, but not much. But it's been completely designed for the racer by this company, and apparently it gives you a little bit more room for your electrics. I'm guessing more for your speedo with if it's got a fan on or something. So yeah, it's going to look epic. So I got onto a few contacts I know about TRS. Says, where do I get this shell from? Because I was having no luck on the Google. And Mark Heading, who runs, big shout out to Mark Heading, he runs a TRF off-road group on Facebook. Excellent group. He messaged me, give me a link to a company, and through that I found that there was a supplier in the UK who had about 8 or 9 of these shells in stock. So I bought it. It was like 26 quid for the shell. I've had that directly shipped to Craig in the UK, who does my paint jobs. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the matching wing for it. They did 2 versions, a wide and a narrow, and they only had narrow in stock, and I didn't like the look of that. And I wasn't a massive lover of that style of wing that it comes with, so I got on to Steve at Penguin Bodies, and he sent the Rockhopper wing, which you may have seen on my TRF503. It's a really cool looking wing, very similar to the 201, but similar but different. So that's now been sent to Craig as well. So Craig's got those things to paint for me. That's going full box art TRF in the big blue, white, silver and pink vibrant colours. Got a sticker set on order for it, and it is gonna be absolutely epic. In my opinion, it's gonna look way better than the standard 201 looks, but we will see. Just on that, something I should have talked about. As I said, this was the first 2-wheel drive off-road TRF in 2010, but since then they did 2 more variants, I believe. In 2014 they did the 201X. I'm going to get this wrong, I should have wrote it down. I think it's XMR, or it's very close to that. Completely different looking thing from this. Had the aeration big bore shocks on. Really kind of long and sleek chassis. That was in 2014, and then in 2019 they did the 201, which I think it's XR, I'm pretty certain that's correct, which again was really different. So in the future I would like to get hold of maybe one of those, because this is, for me and the TRF style of things, this is the least looking TRF car I've ever seen. Now, if you're into your TRS, you'll know what I mean by that. There's no carbon on it, you know, shock towers and chassis and that. Normally, you get a full TRF build, and it's bling city. This isn't. But on those other 2 variants, they are a little bit more blingy, and they look like they've been more thought about, to be honest. And I believe there's a 3rd version, or a chassis upgrade for it, which is the 201 Vega, VEGA. Again, I'm not 100% sure what that came, if it was a different chassis, and I don't know. But we will look at that in the future and maybe try to get hold of 1 or 2 or all 3. Who knows? So, yeah, I'm going to, in another video, I'm just going to paint this wing up, because this is going to be the runner shell. I'll paint the wing up, we'll put some more decals on it, and then we've got this shell and wing good to go when we run it. I've got no plans to run it in the short term, to be honest. I probably should be thinking about getting some electrics in it and just giving it a blast and just getting like a little bit of content made with it. So yeah, I may do that soon, we'll see. Anyway, I've rattled on long enough, but I thought this was a car you guys would like to see. I think it's a little bit special in the Tamiya timeline, to be honest. And again, future videos that are coming, 2-wheel drive wise, we're going to be doing some really cool comparisons, running videos between Super Astute, Dynastorm, DTO2 MS, 201. So yeah, we've got some good 2-wheel drive content coming, which I'm pretty excited about. Anyway, I will shut up. So guys, thanks so much for watching, it's really appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us, that would be awesome. If you want to consider becoming a patron and supporting the channel through that method, the link's in the about section, and that would be greatly appreciated. And as always guys, happy RCing.